you got to live. Like, you have to be able to experience things in order to like spark creativity, because
we are honored today. We are sitting down with Markku Luopa, the founder of CDN and also a local brand designer here. So thanks a lot for joining us.
You bet.
Today.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah. So tell us about CDN. I know we're seeing it around Kelowna. Tell us about it.
Yeah, starting to get around a little bit. 5 retailers around the Okanagan, but CDN is just based upon pride of place, and I think Canada's an unbelievable place to live, and as Canadians, we are very proud, and it's just a new take on what it can be to rep your pride and to rep your Canadian pride, I guess, and just very uncomplicated designs on Canadian-made apparel and headwear, and we're just giving it an honest go, and I didn't feel that the designs and the apparel for Canadians just didn't reflect who we are anymore, and as a country and as people, we're changing and evolving, and we're just trying to tap into that a little bit.
Cool. Okay, so I know you're originally from Alberta.
Yeah, from St. Albert.
So how did you make your way to Kelowna, and sort of let's walk us through the journey?
Oh my God, yeah. Well, I don't know if you've been to Alberta in the winter, and it's awful. Yeah. I moved here for the weather, truthfully. I was so sick and tired of shoveling my driveway on May long weekend and minus 30 in the winters, and you can't breathe outside. So I moved here 10 years ago. Never looked back. Obviously I have a deep love for Kelowna, and started a brand called Okanagan Lifestyle, 2014 I think it was, and I moved on from that recently, and yeah, I mean, I love it here, like more than anything.
Right. So was it your love for Canada sort of that started this whole thing, your love for the area? How did you recognize that you saw an opportunity for something more in terms of Canadian?
Yeah, totally. I just being so entrenched in design and apparel, and working very closely with a lot of manufacturers, it just it wasn't always an option to find Canadian-made apparel, and that just didn't feel right, and it felt odd. So worked very hard to find a manufacturer in Toronto for all of our CDN apparel, and socially conscious made, eco-friendly apparel, and we're really just trying to support. I mean, as cliche it is to support local, but it is. It's very important, and we're really just trying to give Canadians an option to do that, and not something that has a moose or a beaver, whatever on it, right? Yeah, exactly. And it's we can have a favorite black T-shirt that's made in Canada.
Fair enough. Yeah. Cool. So I know I've seen some of your stuff already. You had a deal with Tourism Kelowna or something like that. I saw some of your designs down there.
Yeah, absolutely. That was a fun project. They're an ongoing client of mine, and they reached out last winter to create a retail line for their new visitor center that was opening up. So that opened up at the end of June last year, obviously right downtown here beside the yacht club and in between the marina, and it's been doing so well. People in Kelowna, and we get a lot of visitor traffic. There wasn't anything really that was giving people a great option to support Kelowna and have that city name on it. So yeah, they've done a really good job at the visitor center, displaying everything and working with their teams to grow that brand.
Cool. So what do you, for those of us less creative folk, I think a lot of us wonder, I know I grew up with my sister who was an art teacher, and just watching some of her creativity and some of the things that she did, I was blown away, and I wonder, where do you find your inspiration from?
Oh man, that that's crazy.
You just get up in the morning and think, okay, this is what I'm going to do.
Yeah, I wish it was that easy. It's for me, I just answered this question last week on a panel, you gotta live, you have to be able to experience things in order to spark creativity, because any sort of shape or color or any old sign or anything can draw inspiration for on one of the various projects that I'm working on, and but it's hard to find that balance of I have X amount of work to do, but I need to get out and be off the screen in order to come up with these ideas. So but for me, it's just being active is really big, and getting outside in the summertime, that's really fun. But it's also researching fun brands and what's on trend, what's coming up, and look outside. If you get stuck here, work with so many clients in the Okanagan, it just becomes okay, is this what's going on here, and is that the norm, or what's going going on. Yeah,
So
like, and you always,
looking outside.
looking outside. Like, you know, you look at Vancouver, Toronto, Montreal is a great place to look at, and then some of the other design hubs, like you go to Europe or New York or LA, are always great places to look to.
Cool. What would you say is your biggest challenge in sort of being your own boss and doing your own thing and yeah, you're in control of the
Oh
ship,
my
right?
God. Yeah, I think it would be like doing it. Like actually like working from home is a real challenge. Like I've been doing it for like 8 or like almost since I moved here, like pretty much like I'd say solid like 6 years now. It's like getting up and having the discipline to do it. But like being your own boss, like having, you know, working for myself with the design, but then having the incorporated companies, it's like finding a good team to like help you manage your legal and your accounting and, you know, all this
All
stuff
the
to
back end that
yeah,
people don't
yeah,
see.
exactly.
Yeah, no,
and
I
like
get it.
and like I play with colors and shapes and letters for a living. Like that's what I'm really good at.
Yeah.
I can't like
The
I
other
don't
side.
know. I just keep all my receipts. Like I don't know any to do that.
Show
I know
it to the accountant,
yeah, totally. I know
figure it out.
and I know you guys get that. But
Yeah.
it's like honestly like just knowing what you're good at and then you know paying people that are really good at the things that you're not good at. That's what I've learned.
Good. No, that's a good lesson.
Yeah.
So I know outside of your outside of CDN, you will do some freelance design work.
Yeah, you bet. Yeah, that's been like growing more rapidly after, you know, having success with a few brands. You know, Tourism Kelowna being the notable one, and obviously my own brand with CDN. But been fortunate enough to work with, you know, a number of companies in town, and a lot of like one of my favorite things to do is to design a logo for somebody. I love, you know, designing a logo and then working with a team to build a brand. Like that is so fun for me. One of the most notable ones is right downtown, Rec Fitness. That was a fun rebrand for me, and like you know, anybody that goes to the Prospera Place will recognize that big blue R outside on Cannery Lane.
So you're kind of all over the place.
Yeah, you know, I mean, you gotta be, and it keeps you like working with clients in different industries. It keeps you on your toes on, you know, if there's any sort of regulation, but also like what's out there, the competitors. Have I done work for anybody else in that industry, and how to differentiate and how to always be innovative and creative and how you can present, you know, a lot of similar things like business cards and brochures or whatever people want, but have a different feel to it. Yeah, exactly, right. So.
So outside of your branding and CDN, what are the things that sort of get you going in Kelowna here? Like, what do you like to do here?
Oh God, I mean, summertime is the best, right?
Everyone
Like,
hibernates during the winter.
Totally.
And all of a sudden, May 1st comes up.
Yeah, and like totally, it's like just
Yeah.
being at the beach, like being on the lake as much as possible, working out, like I said, like at Rec, like just, you know, commit to an hour workout, and that's so important, like just to, you know, keep your stress levels down, I guess. And but I mean I try and golf. I try and do all these things, but it doesn't happen very often. But I just being outside, I think that's the most part. And you know, there's a lot of like cool new businesses opening up, like rooftop patios, new patios opening up. I mean, you can see downtown is getting crazy here.
Yeah, right behind us here, we're looking at Ella. It's a 25-some-story building going up, and they're making progress.
They are going
crazy.
quick. Yeah.
No, that's good. And I understand, I see you around a lot with your partner, Chloe.
Yep.
I understand she's a big influence on
She is. She's the
online?
greatest. She keeps me in line for sure. But also, like, we work on a lot of clients together.
Right.
You know, I'll do a lot of the design and, you know, packaging or, you know, whatever entails of a client. But then a lot of the creative direction and styling, photo shoot coordination, photo shoot organizing. She'll plan all that stuff. So we're actually pretty lucky that we get to work on clients together. I mean, you could have said it 10 years ago, it would have been a dream come true, and like you got to do it now. Yeah, it's pretty special.
Well, hopefully she's watching right now. You get some bonus points here.
Hi, Chloe.
So lastly, if I was like to ask everybody, if you're not from Kelowna and you're coming through here, what are the places that you think they have to hit? If it's whether it's not just hitting a restaurant or
Oh
something like that, what
my
do you think?
God.
Give us a couple things.
Okay,
That's a tough
yeah,
one.
I know that's
it's a really
super
hard one.
tough. Like, there's, I mean, in town, like you're coming for a beer and you got to do B&A. Like B&A beer, awesome. If you're heading further south, Bad Tattoo, hit a pizza and a tattoo, or a pizza and a beer is great. Food in Kelowna Central, like I'm a big Central believer. Like,
Have you had a burger named after you yet?
Hey, stay tuned in a couple weeks. We'll have one coming out, so stay for that.
Awesome.
But then wineries like Kitsch Wine in Kelowna, Off the Grid Winery in West Kelowna, that's one of my favorites. Summertime Painters Fruit Market too, like that is, you you walk in there $10, I think you'll have like 40 pounds of fruit. So
yeah, more than you can eat for 2 weeks.
Yeah, totally. I mean, there's so many places. Coffee shops. I mean, we're at one of the best at being seen here on the rooftop patio. This is one of the fun places.
On a rare cloudy day.
I know, right? Like, of course it would.
Yeah.
And then the last place, one of the newest ones would be, it's now fully acceptable to eat an entire loaf of bread in one sitting. Go to Sprout Bread Shop on Cannery Lane. It's happened a couple times. So yeah, but I mean, look, Tourism Kelowna just launched a brand new website for places to eat or wineries or anything like that. Just go visit there, and they'll have everything dialed in for you.
Awesome. Well, we really appreciate you spending time, get to know you a little bit better and telling us about your brand. And I look forward to seeing more of the CDN stuff.
Yeah, you bet. And like the last little bit on CDN is you can buy it online. It's wearecdn.ca, and there is a retail partners page there to check it out for all 5 local retailers here in the Okanagan.
Wicked. It's good looking stuff, man.
Awesome. Thanks, buddy.
Thanks a lot.
You bet.
Cheers.